Alright, today I'm going to be discussing the U.S. Constitution, how it emerged from the Articles of Confederation, the amendments to the Constitution, what the Constitution outlines. Hope you guys enjoy. First, let's talk about the Articles of Confederation, which was the first legal document that our country had which outlined its government. The Articles of Confederation have been described as little more than a loose league of friendship. It did not give the government the power to tax or to regulate commerce. Each state was fairly independent and ran itself for the most part. Each state had one vote in Congress, and 9 of the 13 states had to approve in order to pass any measure. The federal Congress could coin money, but had a weak military. When Shays' Rebellion occurred, the federal government could not create a military force to put down the insurrection, and they realized that changes needed to be made. The nation's top political minds came together in Philadelphia in 1787 to host a constitutional convention to revise the Articles of Confederation. They proposed a variety of solutions, such as the New Jersey Plan and the Virginia Plan. Ultimately, though, they settled on what we refer to today as the Great Compromise. They outlined a system which was comprised of a House of Representatives with 65 members apportioned roughly based on population who were elected by the people, and it also established a Senate with 2 senators from each state who were selected by state legislatures. The new Constitution also called for a legislative and executive branch. The government was established following a system of checks and balances which ensures that one branch does not become more powerful than the others. Let's review the checks and balances that were put into place. First off, Congress can check the powers of the President by refusing to pass a bill the President supports, by passing a law over the President's veto, by impeaching the President from office, by not approving presidential appointments, or by refusing to ratify treaties the President has signed. Congress can check the federal courts by altering the number and jurisdiction of the lower courts, by impeaching a judge from office, or by refusing to appoint nominees to the court. The President has the power to check Congress by vetoing any bill it has passed, through either a regular veto or a pocket veto. The President also checks the federal courts by nominating judges. The judicial branch can check the other 2 branches through the concept of judicial review. If they determine that any law or action taken by either of the other 2 branches is unconstitutional, that law or action will be overruled, and the precedent they set will therefore be placed into law. The newly formed Constitution also outlined individual liberties that were guaranteed to all citizens. These included a guarantee that a writ of habeas corpus will not be suspended, an assurance that no bills of attainder will be passed by Congress or the states, a promise that no ex post facto laws will be passed by Congress, and a guarantee to the right of trial by jury in criminal cases. Soon after completing the Constitution, however, the framers realized that they needed to account for even more civil rights. To do this, they proposed a series of 10 amendments referred to as the Bill of Rights. These 10 amendments called for freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, the right to petition the government, and protected citizens against unlawful searches and seizures, and required a grand jury for all serious crimes. The Bill of Rights also covered issues like the right to bear arms, the right to a trial by jury, the rights of accused citizens in court, and the balance of power between the federal and the state governments. Since the original Bill of Rights was passed, there have been 27 more amendments. To give you an abridged version of the other amendments, they discuss the immunity of the states to certain suits, the revision of the presidential election procedures, the abolition of slavery, the right to citizenship, due process, and equal protection, the right to vote, the power of Congress to tax income, the popular election of senators, the prohibition of alcohol, women's suffrage, the limit on presidential terms, presidential succession, congressional pay, and a few other issues. Thanks for watching, guys. That's the end of the video. Hope you learned a lot. Go hit the books. Time to start studying.